program here, Indiana University.
All right, hopefully we're all on. I'd like to thank PM&R Scholars for putting everything on as well. And thank you for everyone participating on this Midwest evening. And so we're Indiana University, and we'll go over a few things about our program. We've got some other folks from Indiana on as well. My assistant program director, Dr. Shashant Dave.
Oh.
And at least two of my residents, Dr. Brandon Budeman-Steinley.
Hi, hello.
Where are you from?
So I'm originally from the Vancouver area in British Columbia, Canada. I did medical school here in Indianapolis, and I liked the area and applied here and got my first choice here at IU.
Fantastic. And Emily Shaw, I saw you too.
Hi, I'm Emily Seal.
Emily Seal, holy cow, I'm losing it tonight.
I'm a PGY3. I'm actually from Georgia. I went to the Medical College of Georgia for med school. And then my husband and I, we went through the couples match and we matched up here in Indy.
Very good. And our chief, Alex Robital, he was going to be with us tonight, but he's just had a baby and is otherwise occupied. So here's some contact information. It'll be in the presentation that gets uploaded to the site. If you need some more information from us. Who's speaking? It's me, Dr. Nathan Prallo. I trained at Indiana University through my residency, but since I'm in charge, I get to pick which pictures show up. And so I've been in the program since 2009. I have an outpatient musculoskeletal focus on neck and back pain and electromyography. Backpacking, cooking, disc golf, and board games are some of my hobbies. And I have been known at some point to rearrange lecture schedules and have a program director day where I bring in a bunch of board games and we take a little time getting to know each other and having some fun. There's my family at Red River Gorge in Kentucky, about 4 hours away, fantastic area to backpack. So our department history, for those of you who know physical medicine and rehabilitation, Dr. Randy Bradham, author of a fantastic book on the field of PM&R, founded our department in 1991. I love this picture of him in his coat, and it just explains exactly who he is and all he's about. We are one of 99 ACGME accredited and 60 plus non-accredited residency and fellowships at the Indiana University School of Medicine. We are either the largest or the second largest medical school in a given year, depending on if us or Illinois adds more medical students. There are over 1,400 medical students and 1,200 residents and fellows on campus. We are located in Indianapolis on the campus of Indiana University, Purdue University at Indianapolis. And here's our medical library downtown on the campus. But our hospitals and clinics are located in a few different areas. Our primary location for our inpatient training is the Rehabilitation Hospital of Indiana, built in the early 1990s. It's an 80-bed standalone facility. And we have 4 primary services there that you'll be working with. Downtown on the campus of IUPUI, we have our children's hospital, Riley Hospital for Children. We have our inpatient and outpatient rehab services that are in this brand new tower that was built 2 years ago. Our VA Medical Center, fantastic place. Our inpatient and outpatient services with a focus on veterans. We do a lot of orthotics and prosthetics work. We will have chronic pain management services that are running there now, and hopefully in the near future, a interventional pain fellowship. A lot of your outpatient work downtown will be done at our Neurosciences Center, built about 7 years ago. It houses our physical medicine and rehabilitation, neurology, neurosurgery, neuroimaging, and psychiatry services. And we're all linked together. And just south of this building, in the next 3 years, we should be building a brand new hospital center that are replacing 2 of our hospitals currently down on the Med Center. Our outpatient clinics, we have some brand new hospitals within the last 10 years, fantastic locations that we get to get a lot of hands-on around the community. We have a really nice workers' comp facility that we get to work with your training for that. So our curriculum is for inpatient primarily on 2-month rotations. You'll do 2 months on stroke, traumatic brain injury, spinal cord injury, and complex medical cases at our Rehabilitation Hospital of Indiana. That one, most of those are going to be during your PGY 2 year. And then you'll get some time in pediatrics, both inpatient and outpatient, during your PGY 3 year. And then during your 4th year, you'll get to tidy everything up, integrate everything that you're doing, and do general rehabilitation inpatient service at our VA hospital, and then circle back around for a month at the Rehab Hospital of Indiana. Your outpatient rotations, we get a lot of hands-on excellent training with musculoskeletal and neuromuscular diseases. For sports medicine, we have some dedicated sports medicine PM&R doctors, and then also some orthopedic physicians that work with us. And then chronic pain management clinics to get you some exposure on how to manage those patients. You get hands-on fluoroscopically and ultrasound guided injection training almost from the first day. You get your hands on. It's a 3-month rotation in electromyography with fantastic training. For our didactic sessions, it is a protected Wednesday afternoon every week. It's a rotating curriculum and it repeats every 18 months. So we get to get a little more in depth, but you'll get it twice during your career just in case you happen to miss something. It's a combination of visiting lecturers, other departmental lecturers, faculty within our department lecturing, and residents lecturing to each other. As part of that, we have journal club, monthly morbidity and mortality sessions. You'll give us a grand rounds each year that you're with us. And then we have an anatomy review each year with some introductory ultrasound training that also filters over into your rehab month or your outpatient rehab months. As far as resident support goes, our clinics are typically set up on the outpatient basis on a 1-to-1 basis for faculty to resident. This is not a program that's built that we require our residents to run our clinics. If you guys happen to be off post-call or on vacation, we don't shut down the clinic or bring someone else in to take over for you. This is your chance to learn, and we really pride ourselves on giving you the opportunity to learn on a 1-to-1 basis. We don't have any interventional pain fellows in our department or rotating with us. So when it comes to an injection, fluoroscopically or ultrasound guided, you're first in line for that experience. You aren't waiting until your PGY 3 or 4 year to get your hands on. The inpatient teams, they're always going to be staffed by a physician, but we also have advanced practice providers that can jump in and take some of the load off of the entire service as we're working to help care for our patients. And we do have a mentorship program for residents that includes both research, mentoring, and training. We have options working with adaptive sports programs. I think most of our residents enjoy working with the water skiing clinics that happen for our wheelchair users. Sporting event coverage, performing sports physicals. We do have some elective months for everyone in their rotation that you can pick and choose what you'd like to do if you want to get a bit more focus. But I think our educational program is pretty well-rounded. We have excellent faculty in pretty much every area that you could want for training. And if you have a specific focus, we can certainly help you attain excellence in that. You'll give us a grand rounds yearly, as I said. We do have ultrasound and injection workshops. And really an intriguing aspect of our program that I would have loved to give you some pictures about this is Dr. Christine Groves. She is a faculty member of ours, but she's actually housed at Kathmandu in Nepal. And she's been there since before the 2015 earthquake, doing spinal cord and other rehabilitation medicine. And Dr. Brandon Budeman Steinley was going to be going there this spring until COVID shut that down. So he was going to be able to do a rotation in Nepal as part of his residency, which I think would have been absolutely fantastic. And we're still going to hope that we can pull that off this coming year. Our faculty, our department chair, Dr. Flora Hammond, she did her residency in Baylor, Traumatic Brain Injury Fellowship at Michigan. She's been our department chair since 2009. Program director's assistants, Dr. Shashank Dave, Dr. Kyle Littell. We have fantastic faculty, really well-known, but I'd like to bring out one in particular for you osteopathic providers out there. Jake Halverson on our faculty, besides doing some inpatient medical coverage, he also does osteopathic manipulation as part of his practice. So if you want to get some more hands-on training, he's a fantastic reference for us. For our outpatient faculty, you will have tremendous opportunities to do injections, hands-on musculoskeletal, wheelchair clinics, ALS clinics. Our EMG faculty is a combination of PM&R and neurology. Dr. John Kincaid is perhaps the most fantastic teacher I've ever met. If he doesn't win the Medical Student Teacher of the Year award, he's in the top 5 vote getters. Loves having PM&R residents there, and we do our 3-month rotation with him, and it is just top-notch training. Our pediatric faculty, I'd like to point out that we are in the process of adding a pediatric rehab fellowship. So hopefully within the next year, that'll get all approved and up and running. And that'll be a great opportunity for our residents moving on into the future. We have had fantastic placements for residents wanting to do fellowships in injections or otherwise. We'd be happy to let you know where our residents are. Everyone's required to do some form of research, and we have a tremendous research faculty. We're one of the model systems for traumatic brain injury grantees, and Dr. Dawn Newman, Dr. Flora Hammond really look a lot into that, especially in emotion for traumatic brain injury. We've got a really cool lab. Dr. Hornby has all kinds of gadgets on retraining people how to walk after having a stroke or a spinal cord injury if we can, and really great opportunities for hands-on research. So what about Indianapolis, Indiana? It's the 17th largest city in the United States. It's known as the Circle City for our downtown city circle. It is it has the second most war memorials and other memorials in the country behind Washington, D.C. Everything is centrally located downtown. We have our zoo and NCAA headquarters, several great museums, outdoor concert lawns, all within walking distance of downtown. Just outside of downtown, if you've got one day in Indianapolis and you have kids, what I would do is on the left-hand side, the Children's Museum of Indianapolis, the world's greatest children's museum. Absolutely fantastic. If you don't have kids, you can still go there. It's a little creepy to see just adults walking around, but they do it. And just really wonderful for families. Our zoo, again, everything is right downtown, very nicely located. Tremendous neighborhoods, Mass Ave down in the bottom, Broad Ripple in the upper right. The State Fair is in town. So great opportunities to get out and do stuff, wonderful restaurants. Outdoor activities, at one point, the world's largest half marathon is in Indianapolis. It's still pretty big. I don't think it's the largest anymore. We've got an outdoor ropes course in town, lots of rails to trails, and just outside of town, some really cool opportunities outside. My favorite hiking trail in the entire state is up on the upper left. The water down at the bottom, that's Trail 3 at Turkey Run State Park.
And about
I grew up on the
5 minutes left.
Thanks. I grew up on the shores of Lake Michigan, so Indiana Dunes State Park and National Park are up in Northwest Indiana, and then Southern Indiana, Brown County, the Little Smoky Mountains. Really great opportunities to get outdoors. And along that lines, fantastic sports facilities. The Colts and the Pacers, the Indianapolis Indians, our soccer team, the Indiana 11. So really great opportunities. And who can forget this? You can't. The Indy 500, the world's largest single-day sporting event. Absolutely incredible, absolutely worth your time to spend the day there. This year it was a little lonely. I have a friend who is the flag waver. He waved the dual checker flags at the end of the race last week. They missed having all the fans. So if you get a chance in the future to get out there, I know they'd love to have you. So hopefully what this has shown is how you can become the I in Indy and join us in Indianapolis. So we'll open it up to any questions. And Shashank, I might have to have you read that because I'm trying to figure out exactly how to find where that is.
Sure. We can answer any questions that you have.
And you can use the chat function to post questions.
There it is.
So as far as what fellowships IU offers, we are in the process of adding a pediatric fellowship. And then when we do have that, the fellows are going to be on service with the residents. But that is in the process of getting approval from the ACGME right now. Other than that, we don't have any fellowships. So you guys are number one in our books here.
So just real quick, there's a pain fellowship that is about to get approval as well. So historically we had a pain fellowship here for since probably before beginning of time, and we had lost it about 4 or 5 years ago, and then we're in the process of restarting that, and that is pending any day now approval from the ACGME office to get approval. So hopefully that'll be another opportunity for fellowships, and PM&R will be heavily involved in that.
So the next question is how does the mentorship program work? So our other assistant program director, Kyle Littell, is setting that sets that up each year, and he is working with residents to determine what interests they have, and then he tries to link them up with one of our faculty members, and then we'll have a couple sessions that we really give you time to get to know each other. But then try to develop some goals and then some mentoring into the future. Elective months, it somewhat varies. We've just had the privilege of bumping from 3 residents per year to 4 residents per year. And as we're transitioning in that, so we'll be matching 4 residents every year from now on out. As that transitions, it's anywhere between 1 and 3 elective months, but I think it's going to be 2 is my goal. Opportunities to work with professional sports teams, unfortunately, no. It's colleges and high schools that you can work with. Leadership and admin functions. You do get a research month that also is tied to an administrative month. We have a section of our didactics that talks about the business of PM&R and medicine together. So hopefully,
Yeah, and to answer the question about residents, they easily surpass their procedural requirements. Actually, the feedback that I usually get from residents that have done fellowships is that they actually did more hands-on during residency than they actually did in their pain fellowships if they're going to be going for pain, which is a huge asset for our program.
And thank you so much for that excellent presentation. We really enjoyed that, and feel